Welcome to The Explainer. We're going to tackle one of the absolute biggest decisions you have to make in AI right now, open versus closed models. And look, getting this right can totally set you up for success. But getting it wrong, well, that can lead to some major roadblocks down the line.
So if you're starting any kind of AI project, you've probably already felt this. You're kind of standing at a crossroads, right? And the path you pick, the one you choose right now, is going to have some really massive implications for everything that comes next.
And trust me, this isn't just some techie behind-the-scenes decision. No way. This choice hits everything: your budget, your data security, and yeah, even your ability to actually innovate and do cool new things.
All right, so let's dive in and really explore these two paths. We're going to break down the pros, the cons, the whole shebang, so you can figure out which one really makes the most sense for what you're trying to do.
Okay, path number one. Let's start by walking through what I call the walled garden, the polished but definitely proprietary world of closed-source models. This is the path of managed services and, let's be honest, some seriously state-of-the-art power.
So what are these really? Well, think of them like a high-performance black box. You can get these incredible, mind-blowing results out of them, but you have absolutely no idea what's going on inside. You can't peek under the hood. The inner workings, totally a trade secret. And you've for sure heard of the big names here, right? We're talking about companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. They have poured billions, literally billions, of dollars into creating these models that have become the industry benchmarks. And how to use them? Through a paid API.
So here's the first big trade-off, and it's a doozy. The pro? You get absolutely state-of-the-art, cutting-edge performance. The best of the best. The con? That power comes with a pay-per-use price tag that can just explode as you start to scale up.
This one really just boils down to one thing: convenience versus control. On the one hand, it's super convenient. Everything is managed for you: the servers, the updates, the support. You don't have to worry about any of it. But the flip side? You're completely dependent on them. The provider controls the pricing, the API. They could even change or get rid of the model tomorrow. You're basically just along for their ride.
And finally, let's talk safety and privacy. This is a big one. These models come with rigorously tested, built-in safety features, which is a massive plus. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You have to send your data to their servers. Now, if you're in an industry like finance or healthcare, anything with heavy regulation, well, that can be an absolute deal breaker. Full stop.
Okay, so that was the walled garden. Now let's switch gears and explore the other path, the open frontier. We're talking about the world of open-source models. And this is a whole different ballgame, a land of freedom, customization, and really exciting community-driven innovation.
With open source, you literally get the keys to the kingdom. You can download the entire model, you can look at its weights, you can tweak it, modify it, and run it wherever you want, on your own servers, on your laptop, wherever. You are in complete and total control.
And believe me, the open source community is just exploding right now. We're seeing incredibly powerful options from huge players like Meta with Llama, Mistral AI, and yeah, even Google is in the game. And what's wild is that these models are closing that performance gap on their closed source rivals, and they're doing it fast.
Okay, so the biggest pro here is that total control we talked about. You can fine-tune and customize a model for some super specific niche use case that nobody else has. But, and there's always a but, the catch is you got to do it all yourself. And that means investing in some seriously expensive GPUs and having a skilled team, ML ops folks who can actually manage the whole thing.
Now, let's talk money. The financial benefit here is huge. With no licensing fees, no per query charges, your costs become predictable. And at scale, they're usually way, way lower. So what's the trade-off? Well, you might be giving up that last little sliver of performance, that final 1 or 2% that you might get from the absolute top-of-the-line proprietary model.
And what about privacy? Well, the advantage is just undeniable. Your data never ever leaves your environment. It stays on your servers. For compliance, that is a massive, massive win. But remember what we said? With great control comes great responsibility. You have to implement all the safety filters, all the guardrails. All of that is now entirely on your shoulders. All right, so we've walked down both paths. We've seen the walled garden and the open frontier. The big question is still hanging in the air, though. How do you actually decide which one is the right fit for your project?
And look, at the end of the day, this choice really just boils down to your specific needs and what you prioritize. There's no single magic answer here. There's only the right answer for you.
So let's use a framework to make this a little simpler.
You just have to ask yourself, is your main priority to own your AI stack and keep a tight lid on costs? If yes, then open source is probably your best bet. Or is your priority all about speed to market, getting access to the absolute latest tech right now? Then yeah, closed source is definitely the faster route. It all comes down to how you weigh these different factors.
You can even think of it as a simple three-step process. Step 1, define what you're actually building. What's the use case? Step 2, do a reality check. Be honest about the resources you have, both the people and the hardware. And step 3, set your priority. What matters most in the long run? Is it control, speed, or cost? Nail those 3 things down and the answer gets a lot clearer.
But what if I told you that you don't actually have to choose just one path? There's a much more sophisticated strategy starting to emerge, and it's one that doesn't force you to pick a side at all.
You see, this isn't about picking a team, like you're in some kind of AI war. No, it's about building a toolkit. It's about being smart and recognizing that, hey, different problems need different solutions. It's all about using the right tool for the right job.
So here's how that actually looks in practice. Maybe you use one of those powerful closed models for rapid prototyping, or for a general-purpose customer chatbot. Easy peasy. But then, when it's time to process super sensitive financial data, or build a truly custom proprietary solution, that's when you bring out the big guns and deploy a secure, open source model in-house. You see? You get the best of both worlds.
So really the key takeaway here is this. The future of enterprise AI probably isn't about choosing a path at all. It's about knowing how to walk on both paths at the same time. The real strategic advantage, the real genius, isn't in pledging allegiance to one philosophy, it's in having the wisdom to build a bridge between the two.